Hi there and welcome to Seeds of Change. I'm Martin and today we're going to talk about my personal approach to therapy when it comes to working with children. So in the therapy world, there's a number of modalities, techniques, and perspectives to choose from. In other words, that's why not every therapist has the same approach to the same problems. It's all a matter of preference. So what I thought I would do today is give you all a peek into how I approach therapy. So my approach is actually considered a blended approach. So I essentially took two approaches and mashed them into one. So think about cafe mochas. It's the perfect blend between coffee and chocolate. So what's my personal blend? So what I do is I provide a mixture of solution-focused therapy and client-centered therapy. Huh? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll break them into two sections so you can see what each approach does separately. So the first is called solution-focused therapy. So solution-focused therapy is a type of therapy that places the focus on a person's present as well as their vision for the future, rather than past experiences. In this goal-oriented therapy, the symptoms or issues that brought a person to therapy are usually not targeted. Instead, these therapists actually encourage their clients to develop a vision of their future and offer support as they figure out the skills, resources, and abilities needed to achieve that vision successfully. So, how does solution-focused therapy even work? Well, this approach aims to help those who are experiencing problems to find tools that they can use now to manage their symptoms and cope with the challenges they face. This approach is also grounded in the belief that even though people might already have the skills to create change in their lives, they sometimes need help to identify and develop those skills. So keeping that in mind, it's worth mentioning that this approach recognizes that people already know on some level what type of change is needed in their lives. You hear that? You already know. So what we do as solution-focused therapists is help our clients clarify their goals. One of the common things we do is encourage our clients to imagine the future they want. Then we work as a team to develop a series of steps that are going to help them achieve those goals. One trick is we revisit times in your life where your current problem wasn't present or was more manageable. And then we try to figure out what was different at that time and how we can bring those solutions into your present. That's another thing. We're pretty open about the techniques we use. We're not here to trick you or to manipulate you. It's all out in the open. Okay, so you got all that? Now for the second part of my blend, the client-centered approach. So this is kind of like the chocolate in the cafe mocha. It makes everything go smooth. So as I said, the second part of my blend is called client-centered therapy, also known as person-centered therapy, also known as person-centered psychotherapy, also known as person-centered counseling, and also known as Rogerian psychotherapy. Okay, you get it. So client-centered therapy is considered a non-directive form of talk therapy that was developed by humanist psychologist Carl Rogers during the 1940s and 1950s. Sounds complicated, doesn't it? It's actually not. So how does client-centered therapy work? Mental health professionals who use this approach to working with their clients strive to create a therapeutic environment that is comfortable, non-judgmental, and empathetic. Two of the key elements of client-centered therapy are that it's non-directive and it's based on unconditional positive regard. In other words, we allow our clients to lead the discussion and we show complete acceptance and support for them. So Carl Rogers, the guy who developed this approach to therapy, sounds like a pretty nice guy. So according to him, client-centered therapists need three very important qualities. Number one is genuineness. So that means us therapists need to share our feelings honestly. And by doing this, we actually encourage and teach our clients this important skill. Number two is unconditional positive regard. What this means is us therapists must accept our clients for who they are and show support and care no matter what they're facing. Finally, number 3 is empathetic understanding. Empathetic understanding means that the therapist must be reflective. So in other words, we want to act as a mirror of the client's feelings and thoughts. The goal here is to allow the client to get a better understanding of their own inner thoughts, perceptions, and emotions. I know, it sounds a little voodoo, but it's actually based in science. So, when you think of it, doesn't it sound kind of nice to talk with someone who's honest, doesn't judge, and tries their best to understand you? That's the point. We want you to feel comfortable. So, there you have it. That was a quick look at my personal version of a cafe mocha approach to therapy. I hope this was a helpful introduction to the work that I do with children. There's so much more I could tell you, but I guess it'll have to wait till we bump into each other. Once again, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon.